Hey, boys and girls, this is your boy Donnell Rawlings, and first off, I want to personally thank you for helping the Donnell Rawlings Show grow. In a matter of 5 weeks, we've gained over 15,000 new subscribers. That's you. And the motherfucker that didn't do it, it's not you. I want to take this time to say thank you, but we want to keep going, keep pushing forward. So I encourage you to tell all your friends, all your fans, subscribe to the Donnell Rawlings Show on YouTube and all podcast platforms. All right, now, time for the show. The Donnell Rawlings Show, live in your face. Fuck y'all bitch ass nigga, you never take my place, chicka. Why do you test my masculinity? Every show, it's almost as if you think I'm gay. I feel that way. Because the adjustments and everything that you do, I don't think it's something that you would do around a man as masculine as I am, as gangster as I am, as big dilf energy as I give. I don't think you would do that.
I think it's just because I feel like you're my brother, so I'm always adjusting and touching. Don't do that shit,
man. Don't do that, man. I'm gonna tell you straight off right off the rip. No man wants to hear you like a brother to me. That is the quickest way. That's a beeline to the friend zone. No man wants to hear that shit. And that's a clear indication that I would never fuck you.
It's been over 20 years, Donnell. Like, what point? At what point do you put someone, say that someone's your friend? As a man or a woman? At what point can you say that you're my friend? Can men never be in the friend zone?
No. I always think you look at you as my friend, but at the same time, you know, in the words of Biggie Smalls, when the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling.
I'm pimped by blood, not relation.
That's all I'm saying. When the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling if I fuck them or I diss them.
That's what they be yelling.
By relation, whatever the fuck that say.
Y'all be chase son, I replay son.
I know, but it is. You know, I agree with you. There is a point that where a man has to actually say to himself that it'll never happen. It's my friend. And we're going to be reluctant to say it. We'll say it like, yes, she's my friend. There's nothing wrong with calling an ugly chick your friend. You'll call an ugly chick your friend quick as shit. You'll tell her before she even think about it, she'll be like, that's my friend. You would say that shit quick. That's my friend. Before anybody, that's my friend. That is my friend. But to have y'all, that's my friend. That's it. But I'm not saying it in an ugly way. I do consider you my friend. And I also am not, I don't look at you like that. But I do look at you, but I don't look at you like that.
Because like you said in the last show, titties are always going to be titties.
Titties going to be titties, and I'm going to be man about the titties. I'm not going to be like, you just can't, titties will stop mid-sentence. You can be like, the other day. Okay, so, the other.
Let them walk by slowly.
Walk past slowly. But you know what? I think there's signs that, you know, you're getting older. And I think this is a clear indication. I know I'm getting older because I can walk past a nice ass and don't get really affected by it anymore.
Is that a good thing?
That's a great thing. Like, I can, like, the other day I was proud of myself because I saw this chick, she walked past me, right? And she was stacked up, right? And normally I would hit the quick neck joint. That's the younger Donnell. You do the quick neck joint.
Make the sound.
Not yet. When you young, you like, damn. When you get older, you walk past it, you scratch your head, and you take a little look, and then you keep it moving. But I'll keep it moving. But I was so proud of myself. I was like, Donnell, it was so much restraint for you not to be like Gaga Google. That's why I know that I'm starting to connect with how old I really am. And it's not a bad thing. But you gotta, when you get to that point, you gotta say yourself, did I take enough of them down? It's going in retirement is hard. A lot of guys have street meat.
You don't think it's like a roller coaster though? Like right now you're not in the looking mood for whatever reason. You've been busy too, so I get that you're probably tired. Your neck probably can't move that fast anymore.
You are really trying to call me old to say I'm getting too busy to smash. How old you gotta be like, oh, if you're old man, why don't you go over here? You know you ain't got time for that. You gotta get up in the morning, get your coffee ready, do your ritual and everything.
Read your newspaper.
Yep, read it. Now that's some old school shit. I remember when I first moved to L.A. from New York, because that was my ritual in the morning. I would go to the bodega, get a cup of coffee, and I'll get the Post. And what's the other one? New York Daily Time, whatever. So New York is one is real and one is like almost like the National Enquirer. Oh, okay. But that was my thing. And when I first moved here from New York, they had at the grocery store, they still had the New York Post. They were having, that was kind of what my connection was to stay in touch with New York, was like get my coffee and get the newspaper. It's something about, and I don't really drink coffee like that, but it feels like if you get a newspaper, you have to get coffee with it.
Yeah, because what are you going to do while you're reading? You have to drink something or eat.
You got to be able to flip. You got to cross your legs up like an old head or whatever.
Do the crosswords.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was great.
What'd you do?
I won't get into it, but long story short.
Oh, shit. What happened? No. What happened?
I was working like crazy. We won't get into SAG, AFTRA. That's the union people for actors and a lot of the movies you see. They are bringing me for a loop on this movie. I just want my deposit back, y'all. Just give me my deposit back.
From SAG?
Yes.
What movie are you talking about? Don't nobody know.
Oh, sorry. My horror movie is called Shady Grove. We're in post-production. All my talent has been paid and overpaid triple times, and they still are holding on my deposit for ransom.
That's why you beefing with SAG. You know why I was beefing with SAG?
Why?
Because during the pandemic, when nobody could work, because, you know, to get your health insurance, you have to work you got to make a certain amount of money. And during a time when nobody was working, the motherfuckers got rid of me.
I heard they did that to a lot of people, and some people are detrimentally sick and old, and they did that to them. Yeah, I don't want to make this whole show about how I don't like unions, but this made me not like unions.
Well, I did a lot of shit, and I'm so tired. I'm mentally tired, and I'm physically tired. I had shows. Shout out to the people that came to see me at the Miami Improv. Shout out to the people that came to see me at the West Palm Beach Improv. And I had 5 shows. But the most exciting thing about this trip, I flew a motherfucking plane.
That's fancy.
I flew a plane. Some people are like, yeah, nigga, you always high. But it wasn't it wasn't that. I mean, I met this guy, Dominic Johnson Jones, if I'm not mistaken, that's his last name. You know he's an arrogant black dude when he has 2 last names.
Johnson Jones.
Only white people do the 3 names. Mary Ann Beth, all that type of shit. But I met him like 3 years ago. He's a pilot for JetBlue, one of the first black pilots or captains for JetBlue. Some type of history like that. He's a black motherfucker that's flying. I met him in Minneapolis. I always say that wrong. Some years ago, I was doing a layover, and he was a fan of mine. He was like, oh, shit, how you going to act like you don't recognize me? We the only 2 black people in the airport right now, right? And we met, and he was like, I'm based in Miami. I'm a flight instructor for, like, you know, people that's just getting into flying, and I want to take you up. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do that. But I was kind of excited because, you know, I do white people shit.
I know, those little planes are a little scary.
Yeah, them motherfuckers, I call them. You can hear that shit accelerating like. So we were supposed to link up, then the pandemic screwed that up. It's been like 3 years since we had this initial conversation. And finally, we were in Miami at the same time. And we went on a flight. We went up flying, right? It was so funny because my man 40, he was like, yo, who gonna fly the plane, son? You gonna fly it? And he was all nervous. I'm like, Why you nervous about me flying a plane, motherfucker? You know me. You don't know this nigga. You don't know if he was sent here by Charlamagne the God in the Breakfast Club. You don't know if they say, yeah, we're going to get a fake pilot and this motherfucker practicing to be a suicide bomber. Right? But it was like, of course you're going to be nervous, and the plane is small. But he kept on saying, man, these planes are safer than the big planes because if an engine go out on one of those or whatever, you can basically just glide the plane in.
Okay.
Right? So I was like, oh, I'm going to be a pilot. This is going to be some good footage. I started to go live, but I was like, fuck that. Something happened. I don't want to be live and not alive.
You need to have two hands on the wheel, please.
Yeah, like whatever they call it. And so, and I couldn't believe it. We took out of a small airport out of Miami. We flew around. We was going over like DJ Khaled's house, Puffy's house and shit like that. I'm like, yo, invite me to the party, son. But it was so... like, and again, going back to like during the pandemic when I really encouraged everybody to like kind of challenge your fears, you know what I'm saying, and do the things you say you wouldn't do. And I thought that was one thing I would never do, but I did it and I had so much fun. It just felt like you did something. First off, not too many people from where you came from can say they flew a plane. Yeah.
Did you already know how to fly a plane? Like, how did you?
How the fuck I'm gonna know how to fly a plane?
Well, I mean, like, how are you up there?
Because I was in the Air Force. You was in the Air Force. That's what y'all used to do, right?
That's what I was thinking.
No, that's what every black person think. You say it was an airplane. You say it was the Air Force. Yeah, you used to fly planes? No.
What did you do then?
I was a cop. I've told you this story. I was a military police officer. They didn't fuck that, man. It would have been a lot of dead people if they would have made me a fucking pilot. But the thing that was exciting for me was, I think about that profession, there's not a lot of black pilots out there, or at least they're not getting recognized. And he introduced me to a pilot, this black guy named Barrington. I
remember his first name was Barrington.
Barrington.
I love that. I love that name.
That sounds like somebody that fly planes, right?
He's young too. What was he, like 30-something?
Barrington Irving, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Let me see.
He is very handsome in your pictures.
Man, yeah, let me see. Barrington Irving. The youngest black pilot to fly a plane around the world.
Ooh, he's fancy.
Yeah, and it was like me just being in the plane I was in for that short period of time. I can't even imagine. Just think about the discipline you have to do just to stay up the whole time. You can't go to sleep. And that plane didn't look like it had no autopilot. That plane looked like you had to be like, the whole time. You can't. You got to have a regimen on how you eat. Because you don't want to eat too much till you take a shit. You going over Japan and you like, yo, it's nowhere I'm going to goddamn pull over, whatever. But it was so exciting to know. And then they started introducing me to their world. And I didn't know how many black pilots there were out there. There's a lot. Mm-hmm. And then they have, I forget the name of the, it's a nonprofit where they encourage like black kids to get excited about aviation. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know, but Lil Duval, he's a big like plane freak. Like he owns 2 planes.
Oh wow.
Like one that holds like 4 people and one in 6. Not no private shit. And I'm hating right now. The nigga can't afford a real plane. He got a little instruction joint. Nah. But I was talking to him about it because my guy was like, yo, it's a feel. He was like, Donnell, you should, like, the plane we were in was like $40,000.
Okay, it's like a car.
Yeah, like, well,
not your car, but my car.
Yeah, it's like an Alex car. Yeah, but I'm just fucking with you. Should still be here, son. I thought you was leaving, Mr. Ex-producer. All right, damn, I'm sorry. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. They're not gonna know. No, not a good time to take an ad break. And I'm so excited about this episode because we finally got people that believe in us enough to say that we're going to endorse the products. We're going to talk about how we use it and how we're excited about that. We're going to get to that. But then he was like, yo, you should buy like 3 of these planes. Then you can rent them out to instructors and stuff like that. And then I called Lil Duval. I was like, I got an idea, nigga. Let's buy 13 planes, right? And just rent them shits out, right? He was like, yeah, we can afford the plane, nigga. But the maintenance will fuck you up. You know, it's a lot like to maintain a plane, you know, especially a motherfucking plane.
So you just have to hire a mechanic just to be full-time year-round. Pricey.
But then I thought about, I thought it was a good idea to possibly try to encourage, I know it could be all kids, but I'm speaking to the black kids right now, to encourage black kids, not just to be part of aviation in regard to being a pilot, but every part of it. You know, the air traffic controller, mechanics, whatever. So I'm really going to aggressively learn a little bit more about it. But that's one thing we don't see. I'll face them like we don't see the guys with the captain wings and stuff like that. And it'd be interesting to see how far I can take it. I know I have influence, you know, but it'd be interesting. It's like if I start some type of organization and shit, and then I'm the reason why we get like 10 dope ass black pilots. So that's gonna be my contribution to Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter because they gotta fly. Fuck that. Chicago, y'all gotta stop killing niggas.
What would your slogan be? Like, get high, but not that kind.
No, it would be black cockpits. Yo, the cockpits. Yo, that's gonna be the name of my black flying crew. The black. You gotta pronounce it that black cockpits.
That sounds like a rock band.
Yeah, rock out with your black cock out. Cockpit out. I'm telling y'all laughing at me now. I'm on to something, son. I know I'm on to something. Yesterday's price is still today's price.
Wait. So if yesterday's price is still today's price, what are you doing in between to help get some money, save some money?
Well, I'm rich, bitch. But I've had situations where I had to deal with that. I had situations where I wondered who was going to loan me money or take this 500 credit score. I've had those situations, but there's a situation now that can stop people from having to deal with some of the things I dealt early on in my career.
Like what, being in debt?
How many of you wish there was a better solution to paying off your debt? Our sponsors, PDS Debt, has customized zero interest options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, collections, or any other type of debt. That means they're going to help you. Because of the tough year with COVID-19, certain types of debt can now be reduced and in some cases completely eliminated from your credit. There are more options now than ever before to take control of your debt, and the experts at PDS Debt can help. PDS Debt is giving our listeners a free copy of their credit report just for completing the 30-second online debt assessment at pdsdebt.com/ashy.
That is pdsdebt.com/ashy.
And I know how to pronounce ashy. Anyway, you will receive a full breakdown of all the interest you shouldn't be paying each month and multiple options on how they can help get rid of it. So, Nikki, tell me who this program could be perfect for.
Perfect for anyone that is making payments month to month on their debt and the balances are not going down.
If you're broke.
That
is true.
Not everyone's a rich bitch, honey. Sometimes, we need a little bit of help. So anyone with over $5,000 in debt will qualify for this program with no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit is all accepted.
That's everybody in the street, son.
I know. I definitely have $5,000 on mine. PDS Debt rolls all of your payments into one monthly low payment based on your budget and what you can afford. Not what they can afford, what you can afford. And so you end up saving thousands in interest and fees, and you pay off your debt in a fraction of the time.
So in a nutshell, if you're struggling and nobody trusts you and you need someone to give you a second chance, I'm assuming that pdsdebt.com/ashy is the place to go.
That's pdsdebt.com/ashy.
PDS Debt is offering free credit reports to our listeners just for completing the quick and easy debt assessment at www.pdsdebt.com/ashy. That's pdsdebt.com/ashy. Take back your financial freedom today by visiting pdsdebt.com/ashy. And this weekend was a very interesting weekend for me because this was the first weekend after. Well, I made an announcement on the last podcast that my Netflix special is going to be coming to Netflix March 17th.
Oh, no, that was the last one.
Maybe you didn't get the memo, right? So I'm excited about it. We did promos in Yellow Springs. I did. Shout out to Earthquake. Earthquake dropped some straight fucking heat, fire. Yeah, and that was a testament on Dave Chappelle's eye to see who deserves a special, right? So you remember I shot this special like 5 months ago. So we did the promos in Yellow Spring. We're like 3 weeks out. And I'm at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. Baltimore Comedy Factory Outlet. If I'm not hitting it right, y'all know it. It's the only black club in Baltimore. So, 30 minutes before I'm ready to go on stage, phone rings. Dave Chappelle. And he was like, "What's up, D?" I was like, "What's up, nigga? I'm ready." And Dave Chappelle says to me, "I want to do it again." You? I was, you? He said, I was like, "Do it again, Chappelle show?" I'm like, "What we doing again?" I was like, "Doing what again?" He said, "I want to go again." I said, "Go again at what?" He said, "I want to go again at the special." And that's when I said, "Nigga!" What? And everybody in the room was like, "Donnell, you wanted 15 minutes?" I was like, "Hold on, nigga." I went out the room. I was pacing, right? I was like, "What do you mean do it again?" He said, "I want to go again." And I just had this moment of silence. It's the first time I talked to Dave. I've been talking to Dave on the phone for over 25 years. The first time I heard him say, "Hello? Hello? Are you there? Hello?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, he said, "It's not it." I was like, "What do you mean it's not it?" I said, "You explain this to me, Dave." I said, "How do I go from getting a standing ovation, the second show, first show was a little shaky. It was a lot of things going up I was up against. Second show, how do I go, Dave? How do I go from standing ovation, Stan Lathan, high five. My man, Big Country, as soon as I see him, I hug. My agents and, Jutan Clan, they were in the corner, right? They was like this. They don't clap. They just go ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. That's how Jutan Clans laugh. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Ka-ching. Sorry, Alex. Ka-ching, ching, ching. Jutan Clan. Ka-ching, ching, ching, ching. I just saw money in their pupils like, oh,
ain't nothing to fuck
we
with.
on to the races. I know they're going to be on the phone like this. And our client just got a new Netflix special, right? That excitement. Because I tell you, the first show, I wasn't that confident. It was just so much. We turned away half my audience because of COVID shit, whatever. And I had to gut through that. The second show, I was like, okay, you got to bring it. And you got to bring it, especially when Dave was in the corner. I don't know what the fuck was on his mind that day, but he said, "Donnell, I only had one more shot." I feel like Eminem, right? Uh-huh. He said, "Donnell, if we don't do it now, if we don't get it now, we just go again." I'm like, "Nigga, who got time to go again?" I'm already seeing it. Check. I'm like, we getting this shit right. Bang it out, stand up, blah, 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 blah. Got it in the can, right? And then I was like, "So why do you feel that way?" And he said that, "Donnell, I could put you in any audience any night and you'll rip it." He said, "The special," he said, "it's good, but we want greatness." A lot of people wouldn't keep it real with you like that. Because as a comic, you feel like, what didn't I do? I gave it everything I could give during that performance. And in the circumstances I was dealing with, I stood up to it and it was good. But then I realized, I was like, now I think about it, I was like, you know what? When I was practicing, getting ready for this set, I wasn't working like headlining spots like 5 shows a weekend. I was piecing a set together with what I could get. It was during the pandemic. Supernova, 10 minutes here. Chocolate Sundays, 10 minutes here. I was piecing it together, but I didn't have that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Be like, and I know why people like Dave Chappelle, people like Chris Rock, people like Kevin Hart, Ali Wong, when they getting ready they just running the set. They running the set. I didn't have that opportunity. And then I thought about it. At the time situation, I was doing a lot of COVID stuff, which feels real dated right now. I was doing topical stuff. It was funny, but I understood what he meant. It wasn't the classic. And you could be a person that has a couple of singles, or you could be a person that has the chronic. You can be a person that has Snoop Doggy Style, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So with that, and the toughest thing for anybody to do is when you think you gave something your all, to dig deeper and to even go harder.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be mad at him because he got me a pretty big check for that. I wasn't mad at him.
That's a good friend too.
Yeah, it's a good friend. I wasn't mad, but I was a little frustrated because, these are, in this business, you position yourself off of things that you have, things that you're working on. I already know my people's going like, yo, the Netflix special dropped. So yesterday, and I couldn't wait. I wanted this drop to I wanted to drop so bad so I could just tell people, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Add the hashtag in front of it.
But when Dave said he wanted to do it again, I had to go, yesterday's price is still today's price, nigga.
Maybe even a discount.
The discount. But then I said to myself, this feels
like a good time to talk about security.
we'll do talk about that. But and then I was like, okay, you get a chance. You can go again. You know, nothing wrong with what you did. I said, but you can make it better. You know, and I immediately went into back to the Batcave.
Okay.
To the point where I'm recording all my stuff, writing it down, whatever, because again, we could have put that out, and it could have been okay, but I just want to smash it, especially when he got his name attached to it as the home team, and when he's saying these are the people that he look up to, the people that he admire in comedy. I don't want to take a chance with it, but I was. Ooh.
But it definitely makes sense, though, that you said that there was the COVID jokes and stuff, because it would be dated at this point.
Yeah, it was. Yep. And then it didn't help. You know, I'm just saying another thing, too. When I saw earthquake shit, I just threw my shit in the trash.
It didn't help that his was so good.
No, but that's one of the things we do as comics or anything. You should have the best people pushing you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then when I'll be quite honest, when I watched Earthquake Special, I saw years and years of experience. I saw somebody that's been running this set that could do it in their sleep and that was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell that that set he did. I've seen those jokes before, but it's when the one thing is you can have a joke here, you can have a joke there, but when it comes all together at the right way, the segues, the transitions,
the laughter, everything.
Yep. It's a difference between Wanda Sykes. I remember one time I was watching this comic performing Wanda Sykes, and a guy was ripping the room. And Wanda said, he's funny, right? I was like, he's funny as shit. And then she said, okay. And then 20 minutes later, she came to me talking about, do you remember anything he said? And I didn't. And I was like, I get it. It's one thing to perform like for clubs, and then it's one thing like he explained to me. It's another thing to perform for TV.
Yeah, because you want those where people go to the office the next day around the water cooler.
People don't go to work anymore. People don't go to water coolers. You get COVID at water coolers. Where the fuck you been? When the last time you heard somebody hanging out at a water cooler?
But you know what I mean. It's called water cooler talk.
When is the last time?
It's metaphorically.
I understand metaphorically, historically, or whatever color you want to use. But I'm saying, when the last time you seen a motherfucker hanging around at a fucking water counter? But I'm telling you, I'm so excited about it. Going again, you know. It's kind of people that were anticipating seeing it and we're excited about it. You know, just wait a little bit, but it's definitely come out. It's got to come out because I already got the check. The check cleared. So
until they come knocking, can we get that back?
Yeah. No, you can't get it back. Niggas don't never get money back. I give you an extra show, never. Yeah. I remember motherfucker promoting talking about, can I get a deposit back? I was like, nigga, you just ate that. You just ate that. I remember times where I was so broke, I didn't give a fuck when the show was. I was like, they would say, are you available? Send me the deposit. I need half. So it's send the deposit. We'll figure out the rest of the shit later. I need the deposit now. Where's the show going to be? It could be in Mars, Pluto. I don't give a fuck.
Give me half.
I need that deposit right now. Because my motherfucker, my goddamn landlord don't want to hear, yeah, as you can see, we was anticipating a little bit more. Somebody didn't pass out their flyers. Send me my goddamn deposit. And I'm going to do it. When I do it, it's going to be a whole different look. I feel excited about it. And especially now it feels like something's on my back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even though I agreed with the circumstance and the reason, I still feel like, okay, watch. You know, when you get, as a kid, you want a kid to, when they get real serious and when they're really going to do something different, when they hit that watch.
Mm-hmm. Don't believe me?
You hit that watch.
Just watch.
Yep. I got to challenge it. I challenge fears. In life, you have to challenge your fears.
Absolutely.
Even in a situation. You know what I think one of the things that men fear the most?
What's that?
In relationships? is not being prepared.
What do you mean?
You know what the fuck I mean about not being prepared. Not being prepared. Talking all that shit.
Talking
all that shit, and then when it come down to it, you like a ubbada. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a person, when you're as skillful as I am in the sheets,
yes,
you don't think you need nothing to assist you. When you're younger, you be like this. I could do this shit all day. Nigga, just give me some water, do some push-ups, and I'm back. But in my case,
some water and push-ups.
In my case, being the senior person, sometimes, you can lack in a little confidence, right?
And women love confidence.
I know what y'all like, all right? And your ego tells you, in your mind, you're like, am I going to have to, is this the time? Am I going to? And you say, I don't need that shit. You know what I'm talking about. And in the streets, we call it vitamins.
The blue vitamins?
I don't know what kind of vitamins. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I got cool with some vitamins. The bitch wanted to wash my clothes. Whenever chicks say they want to wash their clothes, they're looking for the vitamins. They want to know where your confidence is coming from. And she was like, what is this? Right? I said, that's none of your motherfucking business. I said, that's vitamins. Vitamins what? Vitamin D. For what? This dick.
You want it, don't you?
Right? But it's like, it was always, when people like use the confidence builders, a lot of times you have dilemmas. How long it takes? Will you be ready? Is it better to do it daytime? Is it better to do it nighttime? How do I get it? Am I going to have to hustle somebody, catch it on the street? And I heard this buzzing in the street. They got a new joint out. Blue Chew.
Oh, you talking about that Blue Chew?
You know about the Blue Chew?
I heard about the Blue Chew.
Blue Chew get you, me too. No. Blue Chew? Hey, let me tell you.
I definitely heard about the BlueChew.com.
Hey, let me tell you about that Blue Chew. I sound like I'm going to do a rap song. Let me tell you about that Blue Chew. Who knew Blue Chew?
The BlueChew.com, honey.
Blue Chew. Who knew Blue Chew could be so fire? Let me tell you, this what makes it fire for me. And it's probably fire for you women can take it, but it's chewable.
Oh, yeah. Everyone loves a chewable, like even my vitamins.
It's chewable, and the way you get it, first off, you're going to be ready. You're going to be ready when you don't think you're ready. You're just going to be ready. But the best thing about it is how you get it.
How you get it?
Go on the website.
Oh, that's easy. And it delivers right to your door.
You can't just get it delivered to you. I wouldn't trust anything that would just get delivered to the door like that. First off, you got to have a screening from a licensed physician. Am I saying it correctly? A licensed physician. So they're going to interview you. It's not like the shit you get in the gas station. It's some real deal. You have to talk to a physician. And they're going to let you know if it's right for you or not. But here go the sweet part. After they let you know it's right for you, bing bong. Postman deliver it.
Oh, that's nice.
That ain't nice. That's the
So you don't have to go down and walk in the office in an uncomfortable waiting room.
I don't know anybody go to walk in the office and do anything but get fired from a job. You're not going to get fired. If you chew this Blue Chew, you're going to get hired. And guess who just got a promotion? Thank you, Mrs. Dandruff, or whatever her name is. But I'm telling you, if you want to step, not to say if you want to step your game up, but sometimes you need a little, as they say, a boost of confidence. You know what I'm saying? You need a little pick-me-upper. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Bluetooth free. We use our promo code ASHY at checkout. Just pay $5 in shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code ASHY to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring our podcast.
Thank you, Blue Chew.
So with all that said, it's back to the drawing board. It's back to the grind. It's back to feeling the same way I felt when I first started doing comedy, where every joke felt like it was my last joke. Every word had to mean something. I'm going back to the drawing board, and I will have another. God damn it, who does 2 specials in 1 year? I think the last one, I don't know what we're going to do with it. That shit going to be an NFT or something. I'm going to make that motherfucker NFT, call it NFT, and you only can buy it with cryptocurrency and all that type of shit.
I thought it was hilarious because I was like, I haven't heard these jokes before when I was sitting out in the audience.
Because that's what that was part of the revamp.
Yeah.
It just say work. If you want anything out of life, you got to put the work into it.
Mm-hmm.
On whatever level it is, mental, physical, whatever, you got to put the work in. And you were talking to me earlier about something that was very interesting to me. Like, people are kind of being critical of Kim Kardashian because she wants to be. Is she trying to be? Not trying. She's everything she wants to be. But people were a little upset because Kim was giving advice on how to be successful and basically stop being lazy and work your ass off.
That's what she said verbatim. Stop. There's a lot. Everyone, work your ass off. Stop being lazy. Get up.
Literally and figuratively speaking, when it comes to work your ass off. You know what's so funny is that I hear a lot of women talk, well, she got on because of this, because of a sex tape. It wasn't just a sex tape. There's motherfuckers out here that got sex tapes now that can't even get a motherfucking big bite at 7-Eleven.
It was her mom. Her mom is a beast.
Her mom is a beast. But this is what people don't really consider when it talks to her, when it comes to speaking on the success of the Kardashian family, is the work ethics that you have to put in to get to the point where your show is popping. You got to get up every day. You got to have production meetings. It's a lot of shit you got to do that people really don't understand when it comes to working to get to an ultimate goal. That I'll compare it to, like, sometimes people are critical of, like, social media stars, internet stars, whatever, like, oh, that shit is corny as whack. That's not what really real comedy is. But for those guys that go out there and do them goddamn videos every day,
oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot, and you gotta commit to it, and you gotta be consistent with it. It's not gonna be like one. And a lot of people think, I just get one viral video and it's over. It's a lot of things you have to do to become successful at that. And I think it was a lot of things that the Kardashians had to do that people don't give them credit for to be successful, to create an empire.
Yeah, I think what the thing that's going viral is Jamila Jalil. I believe that's her last name. Jamila Jalil, beautiful. I believe she's Indian. But she had a valid point. Saying get up off your ass and work. A lot of people do get off their ass and work, because she said something like, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. No, bitch, you have a different 24 hours than I have. Mine consists of driving my kids to school, doing this, cooking. You have people for that. You had people for that before your show. But I don't really necessarily agree with that. You'll see somebody works in an office building, right? And you got a guy just in the mailroom. All he does is sling envelopes. He's lifting shit. He's throwing shit around. And then he walked past the CEO of the company, and the CEO is just sitting there, just staring, not doing what he thinks to be not doing anything. Like, look at him. He don't do no work. People work different ways. I agree. But sometimes some money isn't going to be so Jamila's point was she made so much money off of beauty products and her beauty and selling things, these teas and stuff, not talking about the plastic surgeries that she's gotten over this, saying that this will make you beautiful. She's not showing this part. And she made so much money off of that. Not everyone has a lot of money to go to the plastic.
Well, what makes you beautiful is on the inside. I agree with that. It's inside, outside.
Yeah, so I think it's the bigger thing is like someone like that, like, for instance, Zoe, oh my God, you just brain farted. Lisa Bonet's daughter.
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. She came out and said, like, I think kids that were born into money should just own it. I'm not downing them. I want my kid to be that kid.
Right. But just because you're born into money, that don't mean you know how to...
I agree. A lot of them are jacked up too. But the thing is, you do have to acknowledge that, like Zoe did, acknowledge that you are where you are because you did have a little boost up. It's the bootstrap thing.
That,
sometimes you don't have the boots. You can't lift.
I know, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a successful business person.
I agree.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to know what to do with money. They had some type of study. If you give somebody, like a poor person, like $1 million, right, and then like someone that's used to money, $1 million, the poor person will be broke again. And I forgot what the numbers were.
That's true, because the poor person did not know that you can go find someone that knows how to do money and help you figure out what to do with your money. They just go out and just like I'm rich, bitch.
I do, I do agree with putting the work in. I agree with that. You don't get nothing unless you put the work in. I 100% agree with, you have to have a strong mind to get what you want.
Not to cut you off.
And I do believe a lot of people make excuses.
Because you see me put in work constantly, right? Can you imagine if I had a mom or dad that when I did fall or when I did need the extra boosts to start a company or something, where I would be with the work ethic that I have.
But you could have had a deity to help you with that.
You get what I'm saying?
No, you get what I'm saying. Yo, daddy and deity.
But part of my work ethic is part of my what is the other ethics? There's a bunch of ethics that I could have a daddy. But
no, not deity.
Zaddy.
Yeah, zaddy.
Zaddy.
Hey, deity, that motherfucker, you get everything. You get, first off, people that use that voice always ask you what's your sizes. Daddy's always like, hey, babe, what's your size? That's an 8.5, deity. And do you know what's going on?
Oh, wait, you just saying normal numbers? That's a 38, zaddy.
Oh, European. I never understood that shit. I thought I fucking gained 10 pounds. I looked at my regular size compared to European size. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
But yeah, so I think the point is, though, there is something to say when you do have help, because like I said, I'm not downing it, but for her to get up and talk down on other people, these people that are working 12-hour shifts and they're still barely making
all that, man. Sometimes people need to tell, man, nobody want to hear that shit, man. Sometimes motherfuckers need to tell you straight up, you lazy as shit. Everything you want, you don't want to work for it. You think it's going to be given to you. Sometimes motherfuckers need some tough love. Stop making excuses. Stop being assholes and go get it. What's wrong with saying that?
You say that. She can't say that.
Why?
Because she didn't do it.
She did in a different way. Like people's struggles are different. A person super successful not going to have the same struggles as a person that doesn't have anything, but they still have struggles. Like we call it rich man problems. Rich man problems. They don't equate to someone that's not successful, but it's still problems at the same time. And you have to have the mental capacity to be able to deal with this shit. Yeah. And everybody can't deal with it. I'm definitely want to be like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. I look at me. I'm not saying I got all this and that, whatever. But I know that 27 years ago, I made a decision that I'm not going to work a regular job, and I'm not knocking that anymore. I said that I'm going to learn how to be happy being broke. And I'm saying, and I'm not going to stop. I'm never going to stop. It's never into it. And people need to start having that mentality. Stop making excuses. People do make excuses all the time. I use my guy Wallow and Gilly. Gilly, they got the Million Worth of Game podcast, right? I pretty much watched Wallow go from a guy not recently, but released from prison, decided he wanted to be a motivational speaker, took that shit, was running around in the rain, doing all these videos and everything. And right now, like, doing well for himself and didn't make excuses. Could have had the excuse that, I'm a felon, I can't get a regular job. Nobody's going to take me serious. But at some point you have to take yourself serious, and you have to do for yourself, and don't make no excuse. I believe that.
I agree. You know, we're on the same page on that.
Right. Yeah, but people like I get so tired of people with excuses. Well, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of that. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do if you put your mind to it. Mm-hmm. And as much as people talk shit about America, America is still one of the greatest countries in the world because you can create opportunities. You can. Certain places you go to, there's just no jobs.
And especially just to jump in, even for a woman, America, I was blessed to be born in America.
Here we go with the woman shit, man. I knew this was coming.
It's National Women's Day.
Oh, man. AKA, it's National Shut the Fuck Up Day. Whatever happened to National Man Day? Y'all got all these goddamn days, man. What y'all gonna do?
We're fresh off Valentine's.
What y'all gonna do? I respect women, but goddamn, how many goddamn days y'all got? Valentine's Day, National Women's Day, breast awareness. I mean, nothing wrong with breast awareness.
Because you're aware.
Yeah. Every time Niki comes on this podcast, it's breast awareness day. Oh my God! Remember that girl y'all was talking about breast awareness? But in a nutshell, man, people got to stop making excuses, man. Go get the shit. Go do it. You can list we got so many examples of people that's doing shit because they work their ass off to get it. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, I don't know what the fuck we gonna talk about. Cut this shit out. You ever I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. You can be physically tired of something, mentally tired of something. I'm just tired. It feel like I'm always traveling. I'm always doing something. I'm always like, even with the situation we do this podcast today, I'm coming off of, like I said earlier, 5 shows, going in airplanes.
And you were on the East Coast
on
too,
the East
so
Coast,
it's 3 hours ahead.
Just doing so much. I just feel like sometimes I just think that your brain needs to take a break.
You need to take that time for yourself.
How do you rest your brain? Do you meditate?
You sleep.
I don't know. I was a person that didn't believe in sleep. I'm telling you, I don't fuck with sleep. I thought sleeping was for losers. I was like, how the fuck you going to sleep, man? It's so much shit to get. But people like, I get up so early. People like, you get up early because you old, motherfucker. Old people get up early as shit because they want to get as much of the 24 hours they can get. They like, fuck that. I'd rather sleep when I'm dead. But I don't know how to take a break. What do I need to do to take a break? Just I want to detach from everything. I want to go somewhere.
One of the things you have to turn off the phone.
You know what? It's so funny you said that because the last couple of days, I've resisted the impulse to just want to grab my phone as soon as I wake up in the morning. And I feel like I'm getting some type of mental strength because of that. You know, like I woke up the last couple of days, I was like this, check. Nope, don't do that.
Yep. Just do like a half an hour by yourself without the phone, meditate, sit in silence, and just go inward. Since you don't like seeing a therapist.
And it's so funny you say that because this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It's actually a really great way to go.
Yeah, especially we all know, life is filled with ups, downs, twists and turns, arguments with baby mothers.
All of it.
Not getting along with your parents all the time. But the most important thing, we have to get some type of mental health. And it's important to show up for yourself through all the struggles that life can bring. I never thought that I would need any type of therapy, but I am lately feeling that life really is filled with twists and turns, up and downs, not knowing to make the decision, not knowing to make that decision. I don't know if I want to walk up into a therapist's office, but I could see myself doing something that like's online.
Yeah, the great thing about BetterHelp is that you don't have to go into an office. You can go online. What I love about it is you can text your therapist. You don't have to. You can do a video call. You can do a phone call. But the best part for me was being able to text, because sometimes you don't want to talk about your problems. Sometimes you feel a little you feel a little embarrassed about. I don't know.
I'll talk about my problems over a glass of wine, but I'm not going to just be talking about.
Yeah, I think in our culture, sometimes it's like, why am I just letting this all out to a stranger? But via text, it's kind of like people with trigger fingers. And we have a special offer for our podcast listeners, the listeners of what? The Donnell Rawlings Show.
The Donnell Rawlings Show. Your energy is up, my energy is down. Let me tell you something.
The listeners will get...
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Y'all don't even know how hard it was for me to do this podcast today. Y'all don't know how hard it was for the last podcast for me to say, y'all check out the Netflix special March 17th. I dreaded coming to this podcast and say, guess what, nigga? The special ain't coming out until February 13th.
So you're going to be calling BetterHelp, and you are going to get 10% off. And I really think you should call and just give it a try. It's just text messages.
All right.
BetterHelp, HELP /BetterHelp. No.
I don't need a therapist. Does everybody? I don't know why. I don't think I need. I guess people that are quick to say they don't need a therapist are the people that always need some kind of therapy. But you know, my therapy has been, my entire career, it's been going on stage. When I'm mad at something, I go on stage. When I'm happy about something, I go on stage. And once I do a retake on this special, people gonna be like this. They're gonna know exactly what's on my fucking mind, you know. But just I don't know. I think that sometimes, well, where we are now, therapy feels somewhat like it's becoming the thing to do. Like it's like, oh, you got a therapist? I got a therapist. You got a therapist? I don't even know where to go look. How do you find a therapist?
My sister.
Sam's sister. How do you find a therapist?
Well, I know the new way is going online. There's a place, BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Okay.
And they link you with a therapist that, you know, I think you take not 30-minute test. You do like a little program and they link you with someone that would be able to help you.
In conclusion, God damn it, the special has been postponed and delayed because the first special was good, but I'm going
good enough
for greatness. Until next time, we hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Donnell Rawlings. This is Niki, and we encourage you to have better mental health.
We all need it.
In closing, I'm going to say at the beginning of this, a joke could be too soon, but in my world, it never could be too soon for a funny observation.
Hot.